How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am assembling the long-awaited white build that I've been promising you and teasing you guys with on social media and whatnot for the last few weeks now. In fact, it's been so long since I first teased this build that some of you have even questioned whether or not it's still happening. But lo and behold, today's the day where I finally put the damn thing together. The essential purpose of this is just to make a really cool-looking all-white themed build. So I've carefully handpicked all the components to be white, or at least somewhat match with the overall theme, and it is going to be a gaming system, so strictly just for games, all the games, and not much else other than games, because games. So let's take a look at the products, shall we? Starting off with our CPU, our heart and soul of this system, we've got the Core i5, 6600K, so we are rocking Skylake. Again, no hyper-threading here. We are just going to be gaming, so we don't really need the hyper-threading all that much. It could help here and there, but for the most part, this is going to be solid. Cut cost down a little bit by going with the Core i5, still a very respectable CPU. And housing that guy will be the Z170 Deluxe from Asus. Incredible motherboard, by the way. I did a review of this. You can go ahead and check it out. There are, there are motherboards out there that do have white PCBs just to make it a little bit more glammy and matchy-matchy. But as far as Skylake goes, I couldn't really find any great options, and this board will have to do. What am I saying? This board will have to do. This is an amazing board, and anyone should be lucky and joyous to be using it in a system. Also, cooling the CPU will be this Enermax ETST 40 Fit white cluster. I also did a review of this. It's got an all-white painted heatsink, thermal conductive paint, by the way, so you're not going to impede any kind of thermal dissipation with it. Excellent cooler. You can go ahead and check out the review of it. I really like it. It's just what better cooler than this one to be in an all-white build, honestly. So that will be pretty sweet. Oh, by the way, the fans are also strung with white LEDs, so that could be extra blingy. We've also got some RAM. Now here is the black sheep of the system, if you will. Haha! You see what I did there? Because they're not white at all, they're actually black. Because there are really no great white heat spreader options for DDR4 that is Skylake rated, so I ended up going with these Vengeance LPX, the low profile edition. Granted, this is somewhat of a white and black themed build. I guess I can't say it's all white because, as you can see from the case here, it does have some black accents. More on the case later. So this should blend in just fine. There is some yellow on the sides, but when it's installed, you're not really going to be seeing it. Just the white Corsair logo on the front, which looks rather nice. Also, these are 3200 speed, which is super blazing fast, super kick-ass RAM, and this is 16 gigs, so we've got 4x4 gigabyte configuration there. Moving on to storage, we've got a 2 terabyte WD Black and a Samsung EO 250 gig SSD. Both really great drives. I've been using these for a lot of builds lately just because they're tried and true. I definitely have gotten some good use out of them. Honestly, you won't be seeing much of them because they'll be in the drive cages, but somehow they did manage to end up matching the overall theme by being black and white. At least a little bit there. Power supply, we've got a Fractal Design Newton 600 watt. This should be enough to drive our whole system. Honestly, this is an older power supply unit. I have used it in the past few years for a lot of testing, but it's still a really good unit. 600 watts is enough. It is semi-modular. Of course, we do have these ugly ketchup and mustard cables. Shame, for shame, but we will be using some extensions, as you'll see, so before you get an aneurysm, don't worry too much about that. Awesome little power supply, and you won't really even be seeing it much because of the power supply shroud of this case, which, by the way, is an Enthulux from Fantex. Beautiful case, the white edition. I honestly forgot that they had a white edition until I was researching chassis for this particular build and came across this guy. It's just absolutely stunning in white. I think it looks even better in white than it does in black. I really love it also because it does have a white painted interior. You see a lot of white cases these days that still have a black painted interior, but this one's like, nah. Fantex is like, nah, paint that shit white. We also have some extra case fans that we're going to be replacing with the current ones. Not that there's anything wrong with these ones, these 140s, but we have 3 more 140s here, also from Fantex, that have white LEDs in them. So again, we're just going for like all tricked out, super white and glammy. Some of you guys are going to hate it when it's all done, but I think it's going to look pretty sweet. And just to glam it up a little bit more, we do have a Fantex branded LED kit. Now this is actually intended, it's a white LED kit, of course. It's actually intended as an upgrade kit of sorts for the Enthulux for this particular case, so it's going to be just long enough to go pretty much all the way around the inside of the case to give a really nice even coat of light, which I'm really excited to see the finished product. And then of course we've got these white extension sleeves, sleeve cables that I was mentioning before for our 24-pin ATX as well as PCIe cables that will be in our video card, which I'm going to get to at the end. These are from Silverstone. Now, these are just as good, I would say, you know, right on par with the Bitphoenix alternatives because they have really solid fabric construction or material, just like the Bitphoenix ones, and there's also no heat shrink, which I do appreciate. So that should serve us well. And then lastly, I don't think I mentioned this before. I grazed right over it. This is the Galax GTX 980 Hall of Fame edition. Super duper duper white card. It does have a titanium backplate. It's a bit silver there, but altogether a beautiful card. It's also one of those aesthetics that you either love it or hate it. Personally, for this build, I think it's going to look absolutely perfect. So also GTX 980 is just kick ass right there. So that's pretty much it for all the parts, guys. Let me know what you think. If you think that, you know, I should have swapped something out, or like, oh, this choice was horrible. I always like to hear your feedback on this sort of thing, so let me know. But other than that, I think it's time to build this damn thing, don't you? All right, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna shut up now. All right, here we go. Alright, boys and girls, here is the finished product in all of its glory. My, does this look nice. This is one of the nicest builds I've ever made. I've ever built with my own two man hands. It's freaking, look at that. Just look at that. Oh. Yeah, it's good. It's good, guys. It's good. Look how clean that is. Gotta put that flap down. Put your flaps down. Look at that. So yeah, this build was incredibly easy and smooth because just the nature of this case has excellent cable management. There's just so much room on both sides of the motherboard tray that you really just kind of plow through it if you know what you're doing. And everything just looks so nice in here. I mean, the Enermax cooler fits perfectly. The only things that I would and like, look at this Hall of Fame card. I mean, there's a little bit of sag, but I mean, not too bad. And the cables and the LED fans, like up there, like, oh, it's so good. The one thing that I would change, couple things. Two things. The RAM heat spreaders, I wish they were white. We already went over that briefly. And I kind of overlooked getting an 8-pin extension for the CPU up there. A little bit of mustard. Yeah, a little bit of mustard up there. Ooh, send this guy in to pin my PC pronto. So yeah, maybe I'll get one of those in the future. Maybe even some front panel extensions at the bottom here, even though they're kind of easily overlooked. Might just help everything sync together. Everything just looks so nice. And this is the cool thing about all white components, especially in the case like this where you have multi-color LED options. Watch this. Haha, you get sick of white, you just go over to teal. And everything in the case magically looks teal, as if it was intended to be that color the whole time. Or switch it up to a little blue. Everything's blue now. Yeah, can't do that very nicely with like all red components or even all black components that just absorbs the color. All these white components just reflect it. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the purple because purple might be my fave. Actually, this purple, look at that. Look at that. That actually gives Hotline a run for his money. Baby. By the way, I almost forgot, I know some of you guys really like to see verification that a newly built system is in fact working and does post correctly. So, for those of you naysayers, or for those of you skeptics out there, we've got an HDMI cable. Let's go, wait, let's follow it. That's the keyboard cable. Where's it going? See how it's going over here? I'm not gonna cut, here we go, whee! Woo! It's fun being a cable. And then it goes all the way to the back, plugged in right there. No other cables. No other cables other than the power cable. I'm not gonna follow that one because it's just ridiculous. Getting ridiculous at that point, but here you go. Boom, into the BIOS, posting. Yes, you can see there's our Samsung A50 Evo. Yeah, motherboard's 30 degrees Celsius, that's chat. But that is gonna wrap it up for now, guys, so go ahead and toss me a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It helps me a lot. Also, feel free to pick up an Awesome Sauce shirt while you're at it, and let me know in the comments what you think of this build. Are you as impressed by it as I am? Cause hot damn, it looks nice. It looks real nice. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. More tech content coming really soon. I love you all, and until next time, I'll see y'all in the next video.